IFC Yipes. Please make some noise one more time. Y'all ready for the Dragon Ball fights? Come on now! Thank you, yes.
Well, I grew up in a neighborhood known as Dykeman. It's in Washington Heights, Inwood Heights. You already know the cliches. I did come from the hood, so it was pretty terrible around that time, coming up in like the 90s and the 2000s, you know what I'm saying, from gang violence. So definitely the escape was the arcades, candy shops, laundromats, pizza shops, literally had every single machine you can ask for. Fortunate for me, I had a great mother. You know, she actually ended up giving me my money for my allowances so I could just enjoy myself and stay out of the streets playing some video games.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
Space Harrier was like one of the first games I was playing with my older brother, just to be competitive to see who can make it the farthest in terms of score and stuff like that. Definitely, you know, games like Mortal Kombat 1, and of course Street Fighter. Yeah, it was literally just to be super competitive with my brother. We used to go to this movie theater up in 181st on Wednesdays. It would always be for free, the movies, which is kind of crazy now looking back at it. While we was waiting for the movies to start, there would be a Street Fighter Championship Edition machine in the arcade section. So that's like an excuse to come outside and to play with my brother and whatever. But first and foremost, people used to call me Cheesehead. I used to have like a blonde afro, like it was like super blonde. I'm not as blonde as I was before. Me and my brother were watching Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny went into this castle and he bumped into like this big red monster. So he was like so scared the first time he seen him, he turned around and he looked in the camera and it said Yipe. So all my brother did was just add an S to it, and that was it. That was the birth of Yipes. His name is Yace as well, so it was kind of like the Y brother thing. So he's Yace, I'm Yipes, and that's how people was calling me from there on. But what really got me to the competitive edge was Unreal Tournament 99. That's actually where my name came from. I remember just playing in like a random LAN. I remember I was just kicking somebody's ass there, and he had the clan tag IFC, and he was like, "Hey man, do you want to come in and have a clan tryout?" And I was like, "Sure." Well, the esports version is in full control, but realistically, it's in control. The reason why it's even still in my name is because when I registered in srk.com, I just went as IFC Yipes. And mind you, everybody was calling me Mike and Yipes and stuff like that, but who really took it over the edge was Sanford Kelly, because I would do something cool in the arcades, and he would literally scream out IFC Yipes every single time. So, and then from there on, that's when I really got like my real competitive edge.
Oh! Yipes 3-0! Look at him! Look at him!
Look at me.
He is feeling himself right now.
I was the neighborhood bully when I got to that age around, what, like 15, 14? I was the neighborhood bully. I was like, hey man, this Yipes guy, he's just kicking everybody's ass in the Dykeman, Washington Heights area. One day, I bumped into a guy named Dominion from a close friend of mine named Anthony. Shout out to Anthony. They both went to school, so one day he just bring them through to the arcade, and it was cool. It was back and forth. I remember I was playing Rolento, he was playing Sakura. You know, just ended up in an organic moment where I was like, hey man, you're pretty freaking good. And mind you, I didn't really know what was high level at the time. So he told me, hey man, like, you ever been to like any arcades outside of this besides like the Bronx and Manhattan? I was just like, nah. So he's like, listen, I'm gonna take you to Chinatown Fair. And one Friday, he just took me over there, and I'm just kicking back, just watching everybody in awe playing money matches on the big machine. I could barely watch the match because everybody was so crowded around it. But all I remember was seeing Desmond Pinckney collecting money, Executioner, Chris Matrix on the other side with a do-rag with $100 bills hanging from the top. And that was like my first introduction to Chinatown.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2. New Age of Heroes.
Now, when I seen it in the arcades, it was cool because at the time, none of the characters was unlocked. So it was just like, we had no information of like who was gonna be in the game and so forth, so forth. So the more you go to the arcade every other week, you see more characters unlocked. The Sentinels, the Magnetos. It's funny enough, now thinking about it, I used to really like ninjas like early on in fighting games. So Strider was like one of my main characters. I always loved them since Marvel 1. So going into Marvel 2, seeing who you could like pair them up with, like, you know, like Iron Man, et cetera, finding out about the triple teams and all that. I just was so obsessed with seeing how many hits I could do in a combo. So that's what kind of like kept me in. And then again, the characters was unlocking as it went, so like I was falling in love with it more and more. I was like, man, who the hell is in this game? So when I came into the scene, the main tournaments that you had to focus on in terms of like what was really popping was like ECC. NEC was a big one at the time. Seasons beatings, of course. Even though Evo is like one of the meccas of Marvel, but in terms of like really having that outside source where everybody like makes it. Cause you know, like Evo, not everybody shows up because something's always like coming up. But like Caesar's Beatings was like that one where for some reason in October, nobody was doing anything. And everybody would just meet up there.
He's always safe. He always makes sure. Wow! Oh God, look at it. Look at the execution.
Yipes! What is this guy doing?
He's getting jogged this game. Shockwave.
He feels like you can tell he doesn't get though.
Guard break. Ooh! Michael Mendoza, 3 games, 3 nails in the coffin. 2 more to go. Is he gonna get OCB for the whole set? Is Chris gonna let him do that?
The first time I really wanted to take it serious was knowing that I was going to go to ECC at the time. It's a tournament called East Coast Championships. And mind you, I've been playing the guys after a while, you know, like Chris Matrix, Blue Jay, rest in peace. You know, Smooth Viper, my boy Jimmy the Beast. I hope Jimmy, you watch this footage. You know, just playing with those guys, they gave me enough confidence. You know, Sanford Kelly and all the boys, they gave me enough confidence. Like, hey man, I think you could really do well in at Evo. And shout out to my mom. I just want to give that out there because she was my first sponsor. She was the one I actually told us, like, hey, I really want to go give it a shot. Now, in terms of how I took it super serious, now mind you, I went to Evo 05 with the mentality is, wow, I'm in Vegas. I never went to the West Coast, so this was like the first time I had the opportunity. So I was just soaking it all in. But when I lost to Duck and I came back home from Evo, everybody was so upset at me. And I was like, what the hell, why is everybody so pissed off? And this is when I really found out about the East and West situation. So I took it more serious because I didn't want to get my peoples upset or them being upset at me for not performing well, stuff like that. Then that's when I started getting that East Coast pride from that point on. So that's when I kind of like took it more serious. When I went to my first Evo, that's when I got second place. I believe I got like $500. I just came back home and I gave it to my mom. I was like, hey man, thank you so much, you know, for bringing me out here. You know what I mean? Not giving me too much crap. Evo 6, I think I got tied for 5th with Duck, funny enough. And then I think I got like $500 again at that time. So I was like, oh man, you know, right back to my mom's, you know. But the biggest bag that I got at the time was Evo 2007, where I won first. It was $5,000 for first place. So I took $1,000 to myself, gave $4K to my mom. So it definitely helped with the rent, and plus it kind of like opened up my mom's eyes. It's not like it was like solidifying, like, oh my God, I could do this for the rest of my life kind of thing. Like, no, it was just, well, it kind of showed her that I had a passion for something, but it was just for me to have that peace of mind that I had her best interest in mind.
Now, find a new rival.
Oh, I play MSP, you know what I'm saying? It's all about mix-ups and cross-ups. Just gotta have fun with the team. One touch is death. I am Magneto.
So 07 was kind of like one of my hottest years. I was beating everybody in long sets. I wasn't winning every tournament. Funny enough, I ain't win no tournaments in 07, but Evo. That day, I remember everybody was hyping me up, like Matrix, Desmond's like, yo man, I think you could win this tournament. You know me, I'm like, oh yeah, well that's great. Let's see, you know what I'm saying, what happens moving forward. And funny enough, I wasn't even worried about Justin that tournament. I was worried about Sanford. Because Sanford was the guy that I was training with the most throughout that year. So I was like, man, he kind of got my number. And there was a time, at that point in time, I actually rather fight Justin than Sanford, because Sanford kind of had this style where he kind of countered mine in an aggressive way. Like, I was a patient player, but he was 2 times more patient than me at the time. So that was one guy that I didn't want to bump into. But other than that, I had no real expectations until I got to winners finals. And that's when they kind of told me, it's like, oh, I really got a shot. Even after the Cyclops comeback.
Justin Wong! Oh my God! Oh my God!
I know in the back of my mind at that time, I'm like, okay, I know Justin's trying to kick my ass, especially after sending him to losers and me beating him in 05. So we didn't see each other in tournament at even Evo stage since 05. Something about grand stages at the time was getting me real like amped to do like some of the most sickest mix-ups or setups. And then that's the type of thing that I'll think about, where I'm like, man, should I second guess? Should I just go for this flashy thing? Should I just go for the kill? I mean, if you watch the footage, I kind of like did a lot of stupid resets that he actually ended up blocking that could have ended the match. But, you know, looking back at it now, it was a big deal because I had to beat pretty much the Michael Jordan of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in a one-on-one. So to beat him definitely established a lot in terms of a fierce competitor because I beat the GOAT in the grand finals, you know. So that definitely raised my stock, but it wasn't nothing that I was really noticing. It was more so everybody always like amping me up about it. So it was a pretty good feeling.
Justin connects. Storm Psylocke. Oh. And Yipes! Yipes connects! He tried to jump into him.
This was the last wing. You can't even tell what it was. Bones and cup. He made fossils out of that bad boy.
I'm an archaeologist.
Naturally already in Chinatown, where like Desmond will be playing, you know, guys like Javier or George, etc., Sanford from time to time. I'll be the guy in the back, just talking smack. I'll be his assist 1 and 2. It just happened. I remember there was a tournament. I'm pretty sure people remember this for those that was there back in the day. Y'all remember Battlefield Arcadias? I remember the first time I was on the microphone. It was on Justin TV. It was a guy that was running something called competitive gaming online, and this dude just ran 2 microphones. And I just jumped on there, man. I just started talking smack.
Chris G, it's not out the game yet. Oh! Is that gonna kill him? Oh, wow, killed him. Oh my goodness. The humble pie has been served.
That's how that naturally happened. And then after tournament, they would just tell me, hey man, you want to jump on a microphone? I'd be like, sure. At the time, I just had such a great time being myself, expressing myself.
Tomorrow, baby!
He's close, baby. Philly, where you at? Oh, he got hit. Oh, where your curly mustache at?
Though that footage was recorded from Seasons Beating, shout out to Preppy. This was before the tournament, so you know, before the tournament, you always have these little exhibitions, little grudge matches, money matches, etc., etc. So this was getting hyped up for a while. It was Potter versus Demon Hayo. We've been wanting to see that first to 10, whatever the case may be. Preppy, I remember, was like doing stuff at the time. Like he like put up the recorder and stuff to stand to record the video, the gameplay, whatever the case may be. And I remember he stepped off for a second. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna go handle something. Can you like watch the camera? And I was like, sure. So I'm just there, you know, a little inebriated, right? Just talking smack. And mostly the real reason I was talking smack is I had money on the line as well. So hopefully, you know, that was a distraction for Potter to not play as well, but he's from the arcade scene, so that wasn't gonna bother him. So I remember after Seasons Beatings, maybe like, I would say a month down the line or whatever the case may be, somebody's like, yo, dude, this guy just made like this crazy collage of like all the stuff he was saying at Seasons Beatings. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And this is like right when YouTube was like coming out and stuff like that. So just show me the video, man, and I just seen it. Mind you, I'm listening to it, it's funny, but I was just thinking to myself, like, man, this guy really like wasted his time doing this. Not that it was a bad thing, but like, guys just thought it was that funny that he felt like he had to do a little compilation of it. So
10. 400.
Tomorrow, baby! He's close, baby. Philly, where you at? Oh, he got the mango sentinel. That nigga New York Knicks. Oh, he's so Pringles. Where your curly mustache at?
Just to give it a little definition, for people that don't know the Pringles can, right? You open it up and it pops. So we kind of use that as a metaphor for people's bad defense. So that's why we would say, man, that guy got a curly ass mustache, right? But people took it the wrong way. They thought it was like just something to say because it was hype. No, there's definitions and things that I say that makes a lot of sense. But only people that was like at the time in the culture heavy and stuff like that will get it. So at the time, it was so free flow to me that I just didn't even care that there was a camera, microphone on. I just wanted to entertain the folks that was right then and there.
So when you go to the character select screen and you just see him like this, it's because he's throwing the bows.
And he's ready. At the character select
Yeah,
screen?
so here we go. So you gotta go
Like this?
do the Nova Force. Do the Nova Force. Do the Nova Force. And then in the background you go Centurion Rush. Centurion Rush. That's just a sneak peek.
Okay.
Grand finals time. We got Razzo in the winners. They've been explosive this whole tournament. Of course, K7, this is his debut of the can opener series. Oh, wake up, Super. That's what we having for breakfast. Hold that 50 tension. Unhand me. Blue RC, unhand me.
So Can Opener is our online tournament series ran by me, Lee Chung, and Ruby. During the pandemic, like, me and Lee Chung wasn't commentating no more. And mind you, we had like that serious run of like all the NLBCs we was doing at the time. We was doing CPTs. And then pandemic came through and just shut all of that down, right? So it was just a moment of time where we just felt like, yo, man, like, we need to bring that energy back to the people, you know? And we decided to just run the can opener. And mind you, the name, it took a while. Who actually came up with the name was Lee Chung. So we was literally like in a room for like hours trying to figure out what name would we call it. Then we just started talking about cans, and he's like, yo, what about can opener? And it actually worked out. So I just wanted to give an opportunity to can opener to just flourish and showcase all games. It's really just to represent, to show all the dark horses that are coming up, and to just showcase that it's just not only the main titles that's in the can opener. Even though Street Fighter 6 is like the main title right now, can opener just represents what the FGC is all about. It's about diversity.
Oh my, oh no. Oh no, that's it. Tell you something, we are at $1,508.
That's crazy.
You know who seen it first? One Wolf seen the pot, and he was like, you know what? I want to win all the money. I need to advance.
Just only because now that I've seen my route, like from obviously competitor to where I'm at now, I just look at it as, you know, passion led me to the things that I really like. And it all coincides with the stuff that I like, you know what I'm saying? From fashion, music. Yeah, it is a bit surreal looking back at it, but at the same time, I want to do more. The more that I see that I'm, like, what it's leading to, the more I want to bring to the FGC. Well, right now I own a clothing company, an apparel business, Remix Prints. So I'm definitely trying to get my footing in fashion and a little bit more on the music side, just to keep following the stuff that I like. So I still do see myself doing this for a very long time. So I only feel like the FGC can motivate me more to do some great stuff.
Stick around. Don't go anywhere. We here.